Good morning to you all out there. Hope you're all well. Where am I today? I'm at a place called Church Norton, which is sort of Selsey way. I've been here before, caught absolutely nothing last time I came down here. Breeze, well, it was meant to be a breeze. It's not. It's an easterly and it's more than a breeze. Consequently, I'm wearing this ridiculous jacket. And I came down here, it was all sunny, and I was like, oh, it's going to be really, really warm, and I should have put more clothes on. But there we go. So the rigs, this is an up and over and clip down, and basically what happens is this goes up over a clip at the top, comes back down, clipped onto the weight, hits the ground, or hits the seabed even, comes off, and then nice long trace, this anchors it to the bottom, tide pulls this out. This one is a single hook. I'm going to fish some black lug on it. Really don't know what I'm going to catch with it, but again, clip down. So I'm going to get them baited up. Right, the other two rods are out. Let's get this one out. This is perfect. So, chuck that one out. I've got that over sort of rocky stuff with loads of weed on it, and there is a wee bit of weed around. Wind is coming from over there, which scarily is from the southeasterly. Lonely fishermen. Swimmers, they're very brave. I wouldn't be going out today in this. And it was meant to be warm today, that's what they were saying, but it's a lovely day. I'm not at work. I'm out in the open. Nature's around me. What more can I ask for? Might catch a fish, might not. Kind of got used to not catching fish with the way my luck's been going. Ross not with me today. Ross was doing other stuff. But I may well go fishing with him in the next couple of days. And I just want to say hello to somebody, a really nice chap I met called Sam, and his, I didn't meet his daughters, but I just want to say hello to them, Courtney and Brooke. I did promise him I'd give a bit of a shout out. So if you're watching Courtney and Brooke, very strange man in camouflage who met your dad, and he's a really nice chap. And then he was working with another fellow who was quite a sort of introverted but really nice man called Richard, and it turned out it was his brother-in-law. So yeah, what a nice team. But what can I expect to catch today? Really don't know. It's sort of the time of year for black bream, and it's sort of the time of the year for stingray and spur dog. Spur dog? What am I talking about? Stupid man. Smooth hounds even. Very famous bit along here where the smooth hounds run. They have been catching a few, but the water needs to get a bit warmer and the weather needs to get a bit warmer, and we're sort of about a month behind. So all the winter species have gone north and the summer species haven't really turned up. They're sort of dribs and drabs. But we'll see. I'm going to fish the tide all the way in. It's Bank Holiday Friday, going to be a bit of a what's-it drive, I would think, home. But I'm in no rush, and I can get home and I can drink wine. And then tomorrow, what am I going to do tomorrow? Probably go to the allotment. It needs a bit of a mow down there. And my rods are not doing a lot. And I would be getting really worried if there was that fisherman over there, but maybe he knows the tides around here, and there were a few of them down here first thing this morning, all spinning for bass with big huge waders on, and I suppose it's a lot easier than what I do, which is trudging all this ruddy clobber down here, and I can see already on weed on my line. Whoopie-doo. Laurie, if you're watching, good morning. Thanks for the subscription, really appreciated. You were talking of going to either Eastbourne or Sheerness, weren't you, this weekend? If the wind's doing what it's doing now, I would suggest Sheerness, because then the wind is behind you, but I'd be interested to know how you get on. Very light. Nothing. I was a bit grumpy yesterday, so Helen, my lovely wife, if you're watching, I apologise. I've already apologised once, but I feel I should apologise again. I had one of those days where I was in work mega early. I'd had a long old day, although my colleagues would probably think I do a lot of sitting, a lot of looking at screens and a lot of looking out of windows, and they'd probably be right. But I then drove home and it was heavy traffic, but it is. And I was just going to fix, I'd lost one of the clamps on my rod, and I thought I'll get one off an old rod that I'm not using, and I take little bits off every now and again. And you would think that would be easy. You just pull the buttstop off, slide the clamp down, and away you go. It wouldn't come off. Somebody glued it on with some ridiculous epoxy glue, so I couldn't heat it to get it off. I tried putting it in a vise to get it off, wouldn't come off. In the end, I had to saw through it to allow the clamps to come down, and I got clobber all over the place. I was getting stressed because I wanted to get it all in the car. Then I was cooking food, and then late last night the internet went fut on the television, and I didn't really fancy fixing it, but I think I was a bit hangry, a bit like my daughter. She hasn't had coffee or food, although I had a load of food. But I really need to thank my wife for getting all the bait out of the box, which arrived from Hazel at Hooker's Bait, so thanks Hazel. But my wife was quite surprised about how much I'd got and how much it was, but I did reassure her that was for a few sessions, it wasn't just one. And there was a load of stuff I was putting in the freezer for that, you never know, rainy day when you can't get fresh bait. And I'm going fishing over the next few days, so that is the plan. Still disappointed that nothing's happening, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fish till the water comes to here, and then I'm going to pack up and go. And I'm out again on Sunday, and then probably out again on Monday. Winds are still easterly. I don't know whether that, well, I think it generally affects the fishing. Whenever I've been out in it, I've never really done well, or maybe that's because I'm just not a good fisherman. Don't know, I've been doing it a wee while. But it is beautiful down here, and there's just, well, there's two people up there, one fisherman out here, and no one going out that way, which is sort of out towards Selsey direction that way, down to Pagham harbour and then beyond. I think you've got Littlehampton and Bognor Regis sort of going that way. So yeah, see what happens. I'm going to go and sit down, get out of the wind. I've just been given a telling off by a lady who's walking her dog along the right at the edge of the foreshore for having my line going down and being near her head. And why are people so grumpy? You know, if you're going to discuss something with somebody, you kind of do it in a balanced way. But I explained to her it's fairly evident that I'm fishing and that there are lines going out. And her comment was, well, I always walk along here. But forgive me, there is miles of beach, literally, and there's only her. But now a stranger's folk, I suppose. But I was polite. I was thinking other things, I have to say. But, yeah, I think people, they don't like change, do they? And she was like her dog. The dog was quite big and very old. That is all I will say. I found more bits of glass on the beach, which is really pretty. It's this sort of green Maybe you can see it here. I'll show it to you. Kind of reminds me of the Blackadder joke. I've made green, my lord. That ages me, doesn't it? And I was talking to my neighbour last night. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm going fishing again." She said, "What are you hoping to catch?" I said, "Well, I'd love to catch a stingray, but unlikely." And she said, "Oh yeah, I can remember that programme. There was a kids programme with like a tiny little plastic submarine thing, I think, that used to bob around, that was known as Stingray." But that was a long, long time ago. It makes me feel really old, I have to say. And I know you people at work, before you say it, will say that's because you are. And one of them said to me yesterday, he said, "I might be chubby, but I can lose weight. You can never get younger." And I thought, well, thank you. But I don't feel old. Yeah, I probably look old. But my theory is if I do lots of this, it's good exercise, trudging about. To walk to here was about a mile, dragging all that clobber, and I bring half the house with me. So that's got to be worth some sort of calorie count, hasn't it? I would have thought. I've had enough. I've just reeled in 3 rods, 2 completely untouched, and the third one snapped off. There was so much ruddy weed on it, I could see it laden, and the leader broke. So yeah, disappointed, but as ever, thanks for watching the fishless one today. I'm going to Shoreham maybe on Sunday, and then Pevensey, Norman's Bay on Monday, and I have more hope, I have to say, for Norman's Bay. I'm going to give this a few weeks and then listen to some of the reports from people I know down here, but absolutely nothing today. Not a bite, not a nibble, not a crab, zip. So thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and until the next one. I'm now going to drive probably an hour and a half, 2 hours to get home. What a waste of energy, but that's why we all do it. So I'll see you soon.